Welcome back to my channel. I have just finished watching part of Trump's inauguration, and I had no plans to watch it because I was still just sick over him winning. But it occurred to me that there are all of the Democrats that were there and also some of the Republicans who attended. They didn't necessarily want to be there, but they did it because they felt like it was the right thing for them to do. So, as a stand of solidarity with the folks who didn't want to be there, I felt like the least I could do was watch it on television. And I stopped watching as soon as Biden and Jill and Joe Biden got into the helicopter and left the scene. But what I want to talk to you about today is we have to remember that America has spoken. And no matter how we feel about it, those of us who didn't support him and preferred that he not be elected, we did our part. We voted. That's all we can do as citizens of the United States of America. And the outcome is what the outcome is. So what I decided to do is to accept the things that I cannot change, which is what I typically do. If I can change it, I change it. If I can't, then I accept it. And I'm sure you've probably heard the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. We need to have the wisdom to know the difference in this situation as well. There's nothing we can do to change the outcome of the election. I don't know about you, but I have decided that I'm not going to be miserable about this for the next 4 years. The day after the election, I was sick to my stomach. I stayed home. I didn't go to the gym or anything that day because I just couldn't believe the outcome. But the outcome is what the outcome is. And now I have accepted it. No, I'm not happy about it. And I'm sure many of you are not happy about it. But what can we do about it? Realistically, there's nothing we can do about it except protect ourselves. We need to remember that being miserable for the next 4 years is only going to hurt us. It's not going to prevent him from being the President of the United States. He has won the election. So it's time for us to move on. And we need to accept that God has a plan. And whatever God's plan is, that's what the plan is. And we're not going to know what that plan is, but I can assure you, God is not sitting somewhere wringing his hands and thinking, oh, Trump won, what are we going to do? I don't know what to do about this. God has a plan. None of us know what that plan is, but what we can do is take care of ourselves. We need to protect our mental health, because if every time you think about him or you're with people who are like-minded, who didn't want him to win, and that's all y'all do together is talk about how awful he is and how awful things are and so forth, how is that going to change anything? And how is it going to make you feel? What I recommend to you is that you do what I'm going to do, and that's get on with your life. Get on with your life, accept what you can't change, and keep it moving, because we still have a life to live. Whatever you were doing yesterday, then you may as well go back to doing it. Before he was elected, you were living your life. You decided to go and vote, and we wanted him to win. but I'm sorry, we didn't want him to win, but he did win. So what are we going to do now? We're going to keep pursuing our dreams. We're going to keep living our lives. We're going to keep being happy. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to trust God. I'm going to believe that God knows exactly what's happening and what his plan is for not only the United States, but for the world. And so I can lie down at night and sleep knowing that God is in control. And I'm not going to try to do God's job by trying to figure out what's going to happen in the next 4 years. We can't figure that out. So what are you going to do? What would you like to do? Do you want to just keep going around the same mountain over and over and ending up in the same place? And that's miserable, angry, sad. We know, we can see what has happened. None of us could have ever imagined that a person that had been convicted of 34 felonies would be sitting in the highest office in the land. But it just shows you that there's some very misguided people. But on the other hand, everybody is entitled to their beliefs, and everybody is entitled to vote their hearts and their wishes. And that's what happened. And there are some people, as you know, that decided they didn't want either of the candidates, so they just didn't vote at all. Well, those folks, they have a lot to learn, because they don't realize that by not voting, they did vote. So I just want you to, I want all of you to know that we can make it through this. We've made it through harder times than this before in our lives. I don't mean with the political system, but we just have to keep going. Just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and decide how are you going to continue to move forward with your life. Because your life is worth living, and it's worth being happy, and it's worth being at peace and being content. And that's exactly what I plan to do. And I hope that you will join me, and let's just make the best of it, because that's really all we can do, unless we choose not to make the best of it, and then we will become just miserable people. So remember, it's a wonderful life. Let's live it. I'll see you next time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you later. Bye.